the organizing team, the organizing secretary, Dr. Rajesh Mishra ji from Mishra Academy. I'd also like to mention Dr. Chinmay Pandya ji, Pro Vice Chancellor, Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, and very respectable Dr. Iswar Vasav Reddy ji, Director Moraji Desai National Institute of Yoga, Thomas Jerumin, Sumit Kathuria, Swaminath ji, and all the participants and the speakers of this webinar. Friends, my topic of discussion is yoga and holistic healing. So, thank you, sir. I got your message from Dr. Madan Lal Raigar sir ji, the Consulate General of India. Before we go to the speech, I would like to chant Gayatri Mantra. Whosoever can speak, please join me. Om Bhurbhuvasvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat. Friends, once again, I welcome you all and wishing you a happy International Yoga Day. And today's topic of my discussion is yoga and holistic healing. So, outlines of my discussion will be introducing the yoga, and then I will speak the holistic healing part as well. So, as Ishwar Vasav ji was telling lot many things about Maharshi Patanjali, he spoke in the nutshell all the important aspect of yogic activities, yogic knowledge is mentioned in Patanjali Yoga Sutra. And the beginning of the Patanjali Yoga Sutra says Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yoga is nothing but blocking the pattern of consciousness that is stop the fluctuation of the mind. And this is, you can say, it is yoga. Yoga is nothing but the science of observing and controlling the mind. Basically, psychology was invested in the search of psyche or mind. Hence, yoga is one of the best way to control the mind. There are a few more definitions of yoga as Yogastha Kuru Karmani Shankam Tektva Dhananjaya Siddha Siddho Samavutva Samatvam Yogajate. It is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, the teachings of Lord Krishna. He says the harmony is yoga, the balance into your body, mind, and spirit. Samatvam Yog Uchyate. Harmony everywhere. And he also says Yoga Karmashu Koshalam. Perfection in action is yoga. So basically, yoga is right way of living, rather say art of living. Yoga in real sense is a continuous process of self transformation, transforming the body, mind, and spirit together. And if you just ask what is self, self is a combination of body, mind, spirit altogether. As our body having five seats: Annamay, Pranamay, Manomay, Vijnanmay, and Anandamay. The five seats of body altogether having physical body or food apparatus is called Annamay Kosa. Then the pranic body or the air apparatus seat is called Pranamay Kosa. The mental body or the mind stuff apparatus seat is called Manomay Kosa. Astral body or the wisdom apparel seat is called Vijnanamaya Kosa, and the bliss body or the bliss apparatus seat is called Anandamaya Kosa. So these five seats of our body and mind can be differentiated into three parts, that is body, mind and spirit. And the yoga deal with all three aspects like cleansing, the satkarmas, and the postures, and the asanas. It is completely related with the body. Then pranayama and meditation. It is quite close to the mind. And the meditation, the mudra bandhas, these are the activities mentioned in yoga, is close to the spirit. Rather say bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, these are of the value of spirit and mind. And karma yoga, hatha yoga, it is all related with action, so it is related with the body. Then if you wish to do for something for the spirit, that is mantra yoga, dhyana yoga. And if we wish to go to the complete aspect of yoga, as Iswar Vasaveddi ji was also mentioning, Ashtanga Yoga, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan, and Samadhi. So, Yama is nothing but the social code of conduct. Niyama is the personal code of conduct. And these two are very important if you wish to enter into the higher aspect of yoga, that is asana, pranayama. And the most important is pratyahara, the withdrawal of senses from the outer environment. Then you enter into the concentration, dharana, meditation, dhyan, and the realization, samadhi. So, as the yama and niyama, five rules for social code of conduct, five personal code of conduct, they're quite difficult. So, for Kevalam Raj Yoga Hat Vidyopdishyate. So, for the sake of achieving the Raj Yoga, Hatha Yoga was Hatha Yoga, teachings of Hatha Yoga was given to the society. So it starts with Satkarma, the cleansing practices. Neti, Dhoti, Basti, Nauli, Kapalbhati, and Tratika. Hatha Yoga Satkarma is cleansing for six cleansing practices are Neti, Dhoti, Basti, Nauli, Kapalbhati, and Tratika. Then asanas like uh, we do Paschimottanasana, Dhanurasana, Sarvangasana, etc. And if we go for a combination of asanas, there is a very much popular activities we know Surya Namaskar. There are 12 postures altogether. And then the breathing techniques, there are several Ashtakumbhak, so 8 types of breathing techniques mentioned in Hatha techniques, Hatha text, and some popular pranayama practices are Nari Shodhan pranayam, Anulom Vilom pranayam, Sitili, Bhastrika, etc. Then there are some mudra bandhas like Jalandhar Bandh, Udyan Bandh, Mool Bandh. Then you adopt the meditative techniques. So Satkarmas having direct effect while cleansing our body. So there are few references. There are several researches done in this area that if you wish to reduce your body weight, if you if you wish to reduce your body, the serum glucose, the serum cholesterol level, practice of Vaman, the Dhauti, the cleansing practice, one of the cleansing practice of Satkarma, is quite useful. There are several references available in the uh, previous studies, and like if you wish to bring the balance into your body mind, the asana practices are very useful. Effect of yoga on balance and gait properties in your body, in your muscle or musculoskeletal problems, There are several studies conducted by the researchers and the scientists who proves that postures, the asana practices improves your muscles and the postures, that is your uh, the spinal activities, the physiological condition of your joints, etc. Then, if you enter into the breathing techniques like Nadi Sodhan, Bastika, Surjvedi, Brahmari, Ujjayi, Sitali, Sitkari, Murcha, Plavani, there are references available that oxygen consumption can be improved with the practice of pranayama. So, oxygen consumption is more useful for your each and every cell, as every cell requires energy, and to use that energy it requires the oxygen. So if we practice pranayama, it is quite useful for the body and the each and every cell of the body. So then you enter into the dhyan, as Mahasi Patanjali says, Tatra Pratyekatanta Dhyanam. So continuous concentration, one point concentration for a longer time, it is called dhyan or meditation. I would mention the reference of Lord Buddha. Buddha was asked, "What have you gained from the meditation?" He replied, "Nothing, however." Buddha said, "Let me tell you what I lost. I lost the anger, the anxiety, the depression, the insecurity, the fear of old age and death." So you can understand how useful this meditation is and how much you can gain with this practice. So if all the negative emotions you can eliminate through. The common man is still in his Annamaya Kosha, which is why absolutely and other diseases are so rampant, as one does not have a control on one's breathing and thinking. Stress is a problem that is only getting worse with passive time. Yoga offers us a way out from stress, erratic emotions, and low spirit to a relaxed but attentive and a permanently happy state of being. So yoga is a technique which helps us move beyond the confine of the physical body into a state where we can control our breath, our mind, and then our intellect to finally achieve a state of bliss. So there is a need of change in your lifestyle to adopt the yogic techniques, to adopt the yogic lifestyle. So rather say early to bed and early to rise, drink few glasses of water, go for the breakfast before 8, and before you go for breakfast you should practice at least half an hour for asana, pranayama, meditation altogether, because only asana or only pranayama cannot be the holistic approach of healing. So if you wish to heal your body, you need to adopt a lifestyle change, a modification in your diet, and then a very disciplined way of living. So dietary approach of yoga is a number of scientific studies and researches shows that yoga therapy is among the most effective complementary therapies for several elements. There is no side effect of practicing yoga if done under the guidance and in a disciplined way. One can start it very easily as a part of regular schedule after a small guidance in few classes of an yoga expert or yoga guru. See, there are we are celebrating International Yoga Day, and uh, this is Corona time, so we are not celebrating in a group. But obviously, whenever we practice yoga, we practice in a group. So group practice is not yoga therapy. You need a certain guidance, individual guidance from your teacher, from your yoga trainer, and only that then you can achieve the benefits of yoga. There are number of benefits, the physiological benefit, the psychological benefits you gain through. Uh, like if you just mention with the help of certain researches done in the area of yoga. So activities are activates the parasympathetic nervous system. It realizes releases the stiffness and the rigidity. It regulates the cardiovascular activities. It balances the endocrinal secretions, slow down the cardiac workload, regulates the bodily functions, improve the immunity, which is more important in this era, in this uh, pandemic session. So there are number of researches done in the area of improving immunity with the help of yoga, and it also manages the psychosomatic disorders. So there are number of psychological benefits of yoga. It brings a betterment in your body mind coordination, the ability of cope with the situation. It also brings a harmony in the work. There are number of benefits like contentment you gain, happiness, cheerfulness you gain, betterment in the relationship, enhances the memory. You also improve your mental and inner calmness. So some of our viewers sending the message that we are agree with the um line that a dietary modification is must for gaining the benefits of yoga. So yoga therapy is complete only then when you are modified your diet and modifying your lifestyle. So if you wish to achieve the all benefits of yoga, you need to make a disciplined life, you need to bring a change into your lifestyle, and you need to bring a change in your dietary habits. So if you regularly practice the yoga, will increase the awareness, you will increase the behavioral modifications. So there are certain spiritual benefits also, because yoga is not limited to the asana, pranayama, and it is not limited to the body. So it is also related with the mind and the spirit. So spiritual benefits of yoga is it activates the psychic centers. Our seven chakras are there: Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahata, Visuddhi, Ajna, Sahasrara, and it develops the magnetic personality. It improves the vitality, it raises the wisdom and develops the wholeheartedness, and you also gain extra sensory potentials. So I think it is more than 15 minutes I'm talking about, but I would conclude with 3 points. Like if you wish to improve your physical body, you should practice Surya Namaskar. If you wish to improve your mind, you should practice Nari Sodhan Pranayam. And if you wish to activate your inner sense, inner spiritual awakening, you should go for Savita Dhyan. That is meditating on the rising sun. It is also useful for improving your vitamin D. So, which is one of the most important aspect of improving your immunity. So only three practice, if you continue for uh, 3 months or 6 months, you will gain and you can observe all such physiological and psychological benefits as I mentioned in last chapter. So Surya Namaskar, Nari Sodhan and Savita Dhyan, I would suggest you should practice because it is taking very less time and uh, giving lot of benefits. So uh, now I would conclude with the subject, like through the practice of yoga we become aware of the interconnectedness between our emotions, mental and physical levels. Gradually this awareness leads to an understanding of the more subtle areas of existence. The ultimate goal of yoga is to make it possible for you to be able to fuse together the gross material of Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya, the physical, mental, intellectual, and spiritual level within your being. So, thank you once again. Thank you everyone for listening me, and thank you Dr. Misra for providing me the platform to connecting with all such beautiful people and the knowledgeable people. Uh, so thank you everyone.